So kakna. So what does it tell us? I beg of you, stand firm for me in this trial, so that people may not say that the previous trials were no real tests. Abraham, according to Midrashic tradition, and in the Mishnah, has 10 trials. One that is not in the Bible. You already know it. And that was the trial of him going to his father's idol shop and smashing the idols. Okay? People always ask me, where is that? I know that story. I said, not here. It's Midrash. Okay? And the various trials of him arguing with pharaohs and protecting his wife and sister business to the 4 or 5 kings. There's a lot of them there, okay?
Oh, commentary here.
Yeah, go ahead.
So every Yom Kippur, when we hear this story again, right?
Rosh Hashanah.
Rosh Hashanah. You know, I always felt, what happened to all the details?
Now you know.
Why don't we talk? Why don't you know, 1 year?
I gotta save it for 1 year.
1 year, exactly. Give us the detail. Give the congregation the details that there's a whole discussion going on.
And the truth is, I don't have the time to do all the details, but sometimes
once out of your career, you know.
Well, no, but you can see it's going to take a while to go through all the details, and we're only going to the beginning here, right? Because when we get to...
We heard the other stories.
Well, no, but this one you've already heard. This one I've done before. Take your son, Et Binka. So what's the obvious question? Which one? I have 2 of them. Then what does it say? It says, one's the only son of his mother, and God says, the one you love. And this is all from the text. So Abraham says, of course, I love both of them. God says, even Isaac. Now, that's not what it says. Take your son, your firstborn, actually what the text tells us, the one you love, and then finally God says Isaac. So the firstborn piece is missing. So they both are the firstborn of their mothers. Okay? The word even Isaac in the Hebrew, and I got to go back, because the Hebrew goes faster than the English. So give me 1 second. Amar lo shneim ani ohev, amar lo et, okay. Amar lo et Yitzchak.
So he had
in
2
Hebrew
wives.
says, and he said to him, et Yitzchak, yes, Isaac. It doesn't say even. I want to be clear, that's English translation. So why did God not disclose to him, Abraham, at the very first? So as not to confuse him, suddenly lest his mind become distracted and bewildered, and in a confused state, he would involuntarily consent. In other words, I'm laying the trap. I want Abraham to stay firm. And when there have been no merit in his sacrifice, he would more highly value God's command, that God might reward him for the increasing sacrifice demanded by obedience to each and every expression used here. That's Midrash that Rashi is bringing to our attention. The point is, the text says, like I said, take your son, your firstborn, the one you love, and finally the text says Isaac. Midrash says, what the hell is this all about? And Rashi is affirming not the Midrashic understanding of, I love each of them, they're both my firstborn, they're both my son, right? The Midrash is also saying it's building the crescendo of the validity of his following the faith and not being, well, wait a minute, why do you want Isaac? No, it clearly Isaac, he's not saying that because Isaac's been built up to that point. So where are we going to go with him? We're going to go to Eretz HaMoriah, the land of Moriah. This is Jerusalem. Now, Rashi's writing this in the end of the 1000s, going into 1100s, right? We know about Jerusalem. The Bible does not. Here's the problem with this. That's not historically accurate with a giant asterisk. There's a big building in Jerusalem. You might have heard of it called the Dome of the Rock. You can't miss it. Inside, no kidding, there's a rock in there. A big one. On that rock, there's a footprint, a really big one. That's the rock, according to Muslims, that Muhammad stepped off and ascended to be with Allah in the heavens and went on that magic carpet ride between Jerusalem, Mecca, and Medina. Okay? Alright. Muhammad was a fat guy that he imprinted the rock, who knows, whatever. That is the rock that Abraham binds Isaac on. The word Akedah means to bind, to make the sacrifice. And then he looks over and sees a thick bush. Well, you can't see a thick bush because it's inside now, so who knows what that bush was.
Wow, I never knew that was the rock.
Yes. There's one more to that
that's
rock.
all the Temple Mount, and that's where the first temple was built.
Where the first temple was supposed to have been, but the first temple was actually a little bit further to the southeast at that point.
Because my understanding from architecture is the Wailing Wall is the foundation that they built.
Of the second temple.
Of the second temple?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. First temple is related to the city of David, or David's citadel, it's often called. It's on the southeast corner of the old city. The Temple Mount, in other words, that there was a temple.
They would have moved the location. I mean, they.
There's a great debate about that. I mean, that's what I'm saying. But where the Temple Mount is today is the remnants of the Second Temple. And the Western Wall, or the Kotel, or the Wailing Wall, or whatever you want to call it, is the outer wall of the mount that remains from the Second Temple period.
This was because it was King David who caused the construction of the Second Temple.
No.
No?
Second Temple is Herod. King David and his son Solomon finishes. Because remember, David had an adulterous affair with Bathsheba and caused the murder of her husband, Uriah, excuse me. And so therefore, he was not able to finish the project because his hands were tainted from sin. So Solomon finishes it. But that temple was destroyed by the Babylonians in the year 586 BCE. When Ezra and Nehemiah come back to restart the beginning of the building of the Second Temple, the monstrosity that we know today is under the leadership of Herod from the I want to say the 4th century before the 4 BCE, around that period, 50 BCE, around that period. Because the temple's already there, not maybe the largeness. That's what the Maccabees are fighting against Antiochus IV, and so forth. But what the temple you know now is the remnants of the Second Temple,
Okay.
which was destroyed in the year 70. So between 540 BCE to the year 70 CE is that structure.
My
But not the
misconceptions,
monstrosity.
I thought it was one built onto the
David
other.
Solomon is Temple 1 gone. Okay. All right. And so why Moriah? Because we have to go to the place where the place will be. Where is the sacrificial cult? Prior to this, Shiloh. And that's where we already saw in Samuel. Okay? Shiloh is south of Jerusalem by a little bit. And so the rabbis explain Moriah on the mountain and so forth and all that stuff. And then, all this myrrh and spices and all the other fun stuff. I mean, that's nothing new. Had nothing to do with Jesus in the stable that we have next week. It's all related. And offer him. Literally bring him up. I mean, the Hebrew is very clear. Ba'alehu. Lift him up. Okay? And if you know any little Hebrew, you know that's the foundation of El Al, as in Israel's airline, because it means to go up. All right?
Oh, I thought it meant every landing always late.
So it's funny, we booked Joe's trip for he's going to be at Hebrew University next semester.
Right.
He's on El Al because he's going with the group.
Right.
We're flying United. Oh, I got a better deal, that's why, but besides the point, but yeah. Also, we're not going straight, we're going to Israel, then to Berlin, then come home. Anyway, Rashi does something here that I don't really love. To bring him up. Does anybody know what the Hebrew root of Olah is? Okay, so Olah means burnt offering. And it's ayin, lamed hay. Well, Olah means to go up, as in al, to lift up, LL. And so the roots are interconnected. So Rashi very clearly states, God did not say slay him, because the Holy One, blessed be God, did not desire that he should slay him. But he told him to bring him up the mountain to prepare him as a burnt offering. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Okay? So when he had taken him up, God said to bring him down. Well, we do that later on. We're not there yet, though. So Rashi, again, he's notorious for destroying foretelling.
Well, he always told us this is a bet between, God.
Right. But again, while we know the outcome of the bet, we don't know why there's a bet in the first place. And the bet is
Who's testing?
Satan, the evil inclination, is proclaiming that Abraham is not so righteous. That's all. All right, I'm sorry, I've got to go close up religious school, but you can look through this. 2 things. Think about it. I would like you to email me or text me if there's a particular area of Jewish anything that you would like to explore. Because we're going to be finished with text fairly soon. And I kind of want to expand this a little bit more. Bernice is still studying with us. She had a commitment today. That's why she's not here. I have materials for her. Karen, I don't know what she's doing, so I'll have to double check with her. So there's an area. We meet again in January. I'm sorry, I don't remember the date off the top of my head. It's only one date's going to work. So it's got to be the 13th of January. That's what it is. It has to be, because the first Sunday in January is still part of the holiday break. Second one will be us. This next one is MLK weekend. And the following one I'll be in Florida. So it has to be the 13th. Okay. I wish everybody a wonderful, healthy, happy holiday season, a happy, healthy new year. And hopefully we'll see you soon. Thank you, everybody.